You're listening to the International Moving Podcast, your guide to moving to another country, brought to you by SDC International Shipping, LA's finest. An international move is exciting. It's a time to start over, establish a new business maybe, reestablish family ties, or retire where your budget will do more for you. Please enjoy today's episode, and if you have any questions about your international move, give us a call at 888-779-3962. That's 888-779-3962. Hey everyone, this is Jim for SDC International Shipping. Today we're going to talk about choosing a destination country when you're moving internationally from California. Now you can be moving internationally from anywhere here in the United States, but today I'm going to focus a little bit on moving internationally from California. And when you first start this process, maybe it just starts as a thought in the back of your mind. Maybe this is something you've been thinking about for years, but choosing the right destination can be a challenging task. So when we arrived in this world, we didn't choose our destination. We found ourselves wherever we found ourselves. We grew up in certain places. Maybe we moved a lot, maybe not, but I think that everyone can agree that with the right information and a little bit of guidance, maybe you can find a place that is a better fit for you, at least at this point in your life. So it's very important to research any potential destination thoroughly and consider factors such as visa requirements, cost of living, potential language barriers, cultural differences, healthcare systems, job opportunities, safety and security, which is more important than ever today, climate and the environment, and some other things. So I just want to jump into this topic. It is an exciting, very interesting topic. Now, for example, let's say that you're looking for a country that has a high standard of living, as strong as an economy as possible. I know that at the time of this recording anyway, sometimes we see the ups and downs no matter where you live in the world as far as economies and inflation go. But overall, you want an economy that, let's say, is going to be strong regardless of what happens, what external things happen. You might consider, for example, Canada, which some people do when they're looking to move outside of the U.S. because, number one, it's really not that far away, but it does have an excellent healthcare system. They do have a good education system. The locals there are known as being friendly people, and there's a lot of stunning visual scenery in Canada. But on the other hand, maybe you're thinking, Canada is just too much like the United States, or it's just too cold, but you really want to take a leap of faith and go somewhere completely different. Maybe you're an adventure seeker, you like a warmer climate. For example, Australia might fit the definition of perfect destination for you because it has vast landscapes, thriving cities, as well as a laid-back lifestyle. Spain is another popular destination for people seeking a warmer climate and a relaxed way of life. They have fantastic beaches there. A lot of Europeans spend their summers in Spain vacationing there. People from the UK, I know, go to Spain for at least 2 to 3 weeks every summer. They have a vibrant culture there. It's known for having delicious cuisine. On the other hand, maybe you're interested in a country such as Germany. Germany, for the most part, has a strong, stable economy. There's a lot of excellent job opportunities there. Has a higher standard of living as well as a rich history and culture. So there's many factors that you have to consider, and the best time to do that, of course, is kind of loosely sketch out what you're after in the initial planning stages and look everything through very carefully. And there are many expats, more all the time, who are enjoying a happier life overall with better cost of living, more job opportunities, and a culture that's to their liking. There's plenty of places to choose from. Now, I'm just going to give you a list of a dozen countries that maybe you want to look into, and I'll just make a comment or two to go with each one. We talked about Canada. Canada is a popular destination for American expats looking to move abroad because it offers a high standard of living, good health care, diverse culture, and the cost of living can be high in some areas, but the wages are generally good. Next, we have Costa Rica. This, of course, is a Central American country with a very warm climate, affordable living, I have a friend that spends 2 weeks there and has since the 1970s. He said he loves the laid-back lifestyle, and it's a very popular destination for retirees and those seeking a slower pace of life. Mexico, as you remember earlier when we first started this podcast, I interviewed Kim from Mexico. Kim moved to Mexico about a year and a half ago, and Mexico is a very popular destination for expats from the United States. Many Americans are living in beach towns such as Puerto Vallarta. I probably butchered the pronunciation of that, or a few others. There's very warm climate there. The living is very affordable, rich culture. Puerto Vallarta, I think that's how you pronounce it. And San Miguel de Allende, as you may have guessed, I do not speak Spanish. Portugal, another option. Portugal offers a high standard of living, affordable healthcare, great climate. It's also a very popular destination for retirees, and there is a large expat community there. Spain, as we've talked about, offers the climate, great food, relaxed lifestyle. It can be expensive in some areas, but the cost of living is generally lower than California. Germany, another great destination for those looking especially for job opportunities. Living here in Florida, there are quite a few Germans that spend their winter vacations here. For the warm climate, they come over here, and I've learned quite a bit about Germany just talking to them, as well as having an aunt who was originally born and raised in Berlin. And Germany is a very interesting country, so it is considered to be a great destination. And the Germans tell us that America is the best destination in some ways, but they do say that they do have an excellent, for example, I believe the Germans get a month off, an entire month, if I remember correctly, last time we spoke about this. So the labor force there and how that is structured is quite different than it is here. Australia offers a great climate, friendly people, diverse culture. Again, the cost of living can be high in some places, but the wages are generally good. If you're the adventurous type, of course, Australia is known for its vast outdoors. New Zealand offers a high quality of life there as well. Beautiful scenery, laid-back lifestyle. Again, it can be expensive to live there, but many expats, especially those who have retired and are fairly well, financially speaking, said it's well worth it. Singapore, which a lot of people don't talk too much about, at least in the circles that I travel in. I've actually done business with people living in Singapore. I know some people that were stationed there in the Army, and Singapore offers a very high standard of living. They have a fantastic healthcare system, a vibrant culture. Again, it can be kind of expensive, but the wages there are generally good. One of the things that impressed me about Singapore and the next one, which is Japan, is just how modernized everything is. Even more so than here in the United States. Everything there seems to be more on the cutting edge side of things as far as how people integrate technology in their daily lives. Japan is another example of a country with a very high standard of living, great healthcare system, vibrant culture. Again, it can be expensive, but the wages there are generally high. The UAE, the United Arab Emirates, that's another place that recently I just learned a little bit about it. They have a lot of opportunities there, tax-free income, also home to many world-class attractions, and again, another diverse culture there. If one theme seems to be carrying over to many of these countries, it's how diverse the cultures are in these countries as compared to, let's say, 30 years ago, 50 years ago. Ecuador, many people do not know much about Ecuador besides the fact that it has a warm climate, but it is a very affordable living there, relaxed lifestyle, and it's another popular destination for retirees, people looking to live on a little more of a budget and enjoy a slower pace of life. The UK, I'm sure most of you are familiar with the UK. London is very expensive. I know friends that have vacationed there here from the United States, some of them with the finances to, let's just put it this way, they didn't have to worry about their hotel bill at the end of 2 weeks. However, that said, They said that everything was so expensive there, it was almost like a culture shock to them. And I've talked to people who've lived in other places like Manchester, where it's more of a relaxed type of lifestyle. But I think London is sort of like the New York of the UK. It is one of the largest cities in the world, a huge metropolis. And I think that land-wise, it's actually larger than New York. But one other one is Italy. I have friends that moved here to the United States from Italy. Italy is known for having a rich culture, beautiful landscapes. Rome and Florence are popular destinations for expats, people that like the vibrant, culturally rich lifestyle. Meanwhile, places like Milan have opportunities for people that are looking for business and fashion. The country is renowned for having delicious cuisine and wine, making it a culinary paradise. So just keep in mind, I mentioned a few here, about a dozen. There are many other countries worth considering. So I'm just throwing some of these out there for you just to keep in mind. Here at SDC International Shipping, we understand the importance of choosing the right destination when moving internationally from California. And that's why we offer expert guidance and support to help make your move as smooth and as stress-free as possible. So if you want more information about that, go ahead and contact us. Let's talk about some factors to consider. Number one, the visa requirements. Before you go anywhere, it's essential to research the visa requirements. Some countries have very, very strict visa policies, which may require lengthy paperwork and extensive background checks. Even, for example, Costa Rica has a few extra checks today that they didn't have in the past, talking to people that spend some time there who are considering moving there. So no matter, even if you think, well, this is just a small country, it's probably and I'm coming from the United States, probably pretty cut and dry. Don't make any assumptions. So next is the cost of living. Cost of living can vary significantly, not just from country to country, but sections within the country. So before choosing a destination, research everything that you can, from the cost of the rent to food and healthcare, transportation, and any other essential expenses you think that you may have. Some countries may have a lower cost of living, but the quality of life may be compromised if you just kind of convert from point A to point B, no questions asked. I know a lot of people who wound up spending more money than they intended to, simply because when they got there, they found that what they were moving from versus what they were moving to, it was just too much of a step down. I know there's probably a better way to put it, but let me just leave it at that. Now, the step down may have to do with the quality of housing that they were moving from and moving to, and may have to do with the quality of transportation. And so, of course, they decided to step it up a notch, and that costs more money. So when you're comparing apples to apples, make sure you're comparing apples to apples, not apples to oranges. So cost of living, language barrier, this is another thing. Language can be a significant barrier. Depending on where you're moving to, if you're not fluent in the local language or the local dialects, it can be challenging to communicate, a little more challenging to make friends. Most countries have a very high English proficiency rate, and that makes the transition much easier. But just consider your own language skills and possibly the willingness to learn a new language in your country of choice. Next, there are cultural differences. Culture shock is common, people say, when you're moving to a foreign country, because when you look at things like customs, traditions, values, they can vary really significantly from country to country. Matter of fact, even here in the United States, values and traditions can vary from state to state. So before choosing a destination country, research the local culture and customs and consider how well you'll be able to adapt to that new culture and whether you're willing or not to embrace those differences. Next is the healthcare system. It's important to have access to quality healthcare. It's essential when you're moving to a new country. So research the healthcare system there, and including things like the availability of doctors, hospitals, insurance options. I've talked to people who have come from the United States to the UK, and some of them were saying they preferred the healthcare system here as compared to the national healthcare there. Things like waiting lists for even minor operations were longer than a year, and if you wanted to skip ahead to the line, you had to pay. Little things like that I never would have thought of. Those are some of the things that you might want to consider and the questions that you may want to ask. Next is job opportunities. If you're moving for work, research job opportunities in your destination country. And even if you have a job waiting for you there, just take a close look at what's happening in the economy there, because we're talking possibly a longer term move, maybe even permanent, who knows. So you want to know what the job market is like, what industry is like, and what the demand for people with your specific skills are. Research things like average salary and the benefits that are available there to determine whether, in the big picture, a job is worth the move. Next comes safety and security. Very important in today's world. Safety and security, when you're moving to another country, it's critical. Research things like the crime rate, political stability in a destination country. Can you imagine being in a country and then suddenly 6 months down the road there's a coup, the government collapses, and it sounds like something that would happen in a novel or in a movie, but these things happen in real life, and we may not think about it that much living here in the United States. When someone mentions safety and security, we may be thinking about keeping our homes safe from break-ins and things of that nature, possibly carjacking and things like that, but safety and security vary from country to country and areas within those countries. So it's just something to not just gloss over, but really look into it. Next is climate and environment. Those two things go without saying. So I think that no matter where you're considering moving to, there's always a little bit of give and take. So you have to determine what your top priorities are, what's important to you. Maybe cost of living is number one. Next, followed by, let's say, climate. And then after that, the list goes down from there. Or maybe safety is number one and healthcare is number one to you, and cost of living is fourth down on the list. But there are places that you can go online. There's more resources available today to help you research a destination country. Some popular websites that you can start with are, number one, Numbeo. That's N as in number, UMBEO, numbeo.com. And this website provides information on the cost of living, quality of life, and other factors for various cities and countries around the world. The Expat Exchange, which is available at www.expatexchange.com. That's EXPAT exchange.com. Internations.org. Let's see here. CIA World Factbook, very interesting, at cia.gov/the World Factbook, and each word is separated by a hyphen, so the-world-factbook. That website provides information on geography, people, government, economy, communications, transportation, military, and a lot of other things. Also, if you can, talk to other expats. Reach out to expats who are currently living in the countries that you're considering, and you can do this through online forums, social networks, or by attending expat events in your area. Finally, of course, maybe visit the other countries. Spend a week or two in several ones over the course of time, and that way you get to actually experience it firsthand instead of watching videos or having other people tell you what their experiences are like. That way you have a firsthand look at the culture, lifestyle, the amenities, and all of those other things. Now, here's some of the examples of expats who are already in other countries, the things that these countries are known for. Number one, retirees in Costa Rica. Many retirees from the United States are choosing to move to Costa Rica because the climate is warm there, the cost of living is affordable, friendly people there, and retirees can live comfortable on a fixed income, and there are many expat communities throughout the nation. Digital nomads. If you're an online entrepreneur, Bali is a very popular destination for digital nomads who are going to work remotely because they have a very laid-back lifestyle, beautiful beaches, and a very low cost of living. Families, yourself, a spouse, children. Germany is a great spot. Many families from around the world move to Germany because it has an excellent education system, high standard of living, plus the job opportunities are there. The country is known for having a family-friendly culture. Entrepreneurs and Singapore. Singapore is a great destination for entrepreneurs who are looking to start a business. The city-state offers a supportive business environment. It has a highly educated workforce and a very diverse culture. English teachers, believe it or not, in South Korea. South Korea is a popular destination for English teachers who are looking to teach abroad. The country offers good pay, benefits, is very friendly to American people, has a very rich culture. And again, remember that every expat experience is unique. So again, it's important for you to do your own research so you can make an informed based decision based on your priorities and your lifestyle preferences. And that brings us back to us here at SDC International Shipping. We're located here in California, so if you are planning an international move from California, actually we'll help you no matter where you are. If you're in New York or Florida or the middle of the country, we serve clients everywhere throughout the country. Right now I'm focusing on California. You can actually come by and visit us in person, talk to us face-to-face. Our goal is to help make your move a stress-free experience. And we have years of experience in helping Californians relocate overseas. And that's given us the kind of knowledge and expertise to handle the most complex moves, because we understand that every move is unique. Some are simple, some are not so simple. Some have more logistics, some less. And that's why we offer customized moving plans that will fit your needs and your budget. Just so you know, when it comes to international moving, just like anything else, you get what you pay for. There are companies, unfortunately, just like in any other industry, that will cut corners to get you a lower price. Unfortunately, like everything else, you get what you pay for. We have a team that's dedicated to providing excellent customer service every step of the way, from the initial consultation to the final delivery of your belongings. And we also offer very competitive pricing for our services, but without compromising on things like quality and reliability. We have very transparent pricing with no hidden fees. So if this is something that you're moving towards, I'm glad you've listened to today's episode. Put a lot of information out there. I hope you found it interesting. And when you're ready to take the next step, go ahead and contact us. You can reach out to us at sdcinternationalshipping.com, or you can give us a call. And if you're a Californian, you can just stop by. Our phone number is 877-339-0267. Give us a call at any time. We'd be happy to talk about your international move. So I think that's about all for today. Thanks so much for listening, and I will see you in the next episode. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Thanks for listening. Whether you're relocating within the country or moving to the other side of the world, we're here to help from start to finish. Connect with us today at 888-779-3962. That's 888-779-3962.